Welcome back to the Round Table here at the Round Table Talk, part of the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver.
And my name's Brett Parnell.
My name is Bruce Heller, and my question is this. If an apple a day keeps the doctor away, what does a Mountain Dew a day keep away?
A long life.
Yeah.
I knew you would have a funny answer.
What?
I knew one of you would have a funny answer.
It's definitely less healthy than a glass of wine a day.
Yes, that's true. Brett's going to live forever.
I mean, it tastes. Mountain Dew tastes like fruit. It's citrusy flavored. Citrus is a type of fruit.
Yeah, but citrus don't got that Mountain Dew kick, man.
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy an orange in a syringe and inject Mountain Dew into it just so I can prove you wrong and say that the fruit does taste like the soda.
Let's just talk about the traitors because we got a really good episode this week.
Yes.
This was awesome.
I mean, if you're my sister, we did not get a good episode, but for the rest of us.
Carnage, in the words of Alan Cumming.
I don't even know the host's name.
Hey, I've corrected myself before you could, so I count that as a win.
Fair enough.
All right, season 4, episode 7 here of Traitors US.
Saison cat.
What did you just say?
I said saison cat. Bruce was just talking about, do I have to learn French?
I don't know French, though, so this doesn't help me.
Yeah, I clearly don't either.
Did you say season 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Oui. Kevin parlait très bien en français.
I got the word French.
I'm not doing this the whole
French.
No.
French. You got French.
This is not Maple Leaf Traitors where they speak French half the time, apparently.
If you think you can keep this bit going, I will pull Google Translate up on my phone in French and just answer every question that way.
No, let's not.
I thought.
All right, guys. So we start the episode, and it is time for the black bank or the black tie banquet, black banquet, whatever they
it is. Slash Lou in plain sight.
Yes, and last time we were talking about how there's no way that anybody's going to get close to Lisa Rana because she's public enemy number 1.
Well,
it did not age well, that sentence. Anyway, I had a thought as my thing was loading in here. I had what I called a genius idea. I don't know if it is a genius idea. For a way to actually, it wasn't while it was loading. It was after it started because when they were re-explaining the rules of it, Alan said the first faithful to touch it will be murdered in plain sight. So my idea was that they should have Candace admiring the brooch and like touching it and stuff like that, because she can touch it without any consequences, and then somebody else might come up and do what she's doing, and then they won't be able to point back to that because they don't know Candace is a traitor, and it wouldn't make sense that that was the thing that killed him if it didn't kill Candace instead.
Yeah, that's very smart.
But they didn't do that anyway. But I thought it would have been a good idea.
The person that got killed had no idea what killed him anyway. So,
but he was right on who killed him. That's the crazy part.
He was right on who, but he was so wrong on what, which is funny.
Right. Anyway, we are at the black banquet, or getting ready for the black banquet. Everybody's got on their drippy attire, and we get confessionals from people like Jam, who's talking about how he's not going to take any food or drink or anything from anyone because he is very sus about this banquet. I guess that's the only confessional I had, because then I just wrote some notes about some of these outfits, because these outfits are wild.
They are they ever.
On her head.
Yeah, Candace's headpiece is the first one I had written down. That was wild. I heard somebody call it like a scarecrow crown. Also Rob's outfit, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lisa Rinna comes in. And Colton looks at her and says, "You're killing me in that outfit." Fully meaning to point
this had to have been edited in with this whole grand entrance from Lisa, right?
What do you mean?
There's no way that she's the last person to show up and has this huge grand entrance down the stairs and people don't see that for what it is.
No, she was definitely not the last one, I don't think.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that the murder in plain sight, the fact that they had all these random things laying around that had absolutely nothing to do with the actual murder in plain sight, but would throw people off, like the tarot cards.
From production.
That was a good catch.
Well, and that one of the theories was, hey, someone gave me turkey. What if that's it? And Mark has to sit there and say, guys, we're all eating the same turkey. That's not it.
Yes, I literally had that written down as a note.
Eating the food? Am I the only one that, having seen this with Ekin-Su and now with Jam Jam, if I ever was in this sort of scenario, would just be like taking nothing from nobody and not eating anything and not drinking anything and sitting there with my head on the table the whole time?
I have a policy in life. Don't turn down free food unless it's vegetables. So I am not with you on that.
I have a policy in life that's don't live a boring life. I couldn't sit there like this the whole night. I couldn't do it.
I would turn down.
Couldn't do it.
You guys know me, and I would turn down wine if Parvati was giving it to me in a rusty glass.
I would turn down I wouldn't take food or drink from anybody. But when you said sit there at the table with your head down, I can't.
I would do that.
I
can't do that part.
Just tried to hand it to me, but I'm not gonna not eat anything. I'll just serve myself.
But yeah, but the thing is, Jam Jam didn't take a drink or take food from anybody. He was being a nice Jam Jam. A nice.
That's what I'm saying. If you do nothing, you're not gonna accidentally interact with someone in the wrong way, which is what he did.
To be fair, he's usually nice, Jam Jam. Sometimes he's passive aggressive, Jam Jam, but he's usually.
To be fair,
nice.
We know Jam Jam enough at this point. Does sitting at the table with your head down seem like something that he would ever do, even if he knew that? All right, if you sit at this table with your head down for an hour, you won't die. He's not gonna do it.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it's just not. Yeah,
I'm not saying he would. I'm just saying how I would approach something like this in the game.
Yeah, I'd just be like, "Ooh, free food, free meat."
And then we get Lisa's.
Bruce, eat your vegetables.
Bruce never eats his vegetables.
Neither do I, but I felt like telling him to.
Spinach dip.
What?
Those are all corn is a vegetable. Potatoes technically a vegetable, and spinach dip is a vegetable.
No,
spinach dip is not a vegetable. There is vegetable in it.
Because that helps my argument. Potatoes technically a vegetable, but that's because they don't know what else to classify it as. That's the reason I have found looking it up.
Yep.
Which I love. But I'm going to count spinach dip because that helps my argument.
I mean, you can count the spinach in the spinach dip, but you can't count the whole spinach dip.
Well, it's not like I just sit around with a bag of spinach leaves like it's potato chips. Like I eat the spinach dip. I don't just eat spinach by itself.
Right, but calling the whole dish a vegetable is the issue.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
I don't think we're ever going to agree on this, so let's keep going talking about the last few minutes of Jam Jam Maracho on the Traitor's Castle.
Yeah.
One more second.
Okay.
Do you call beef stew a vegetable?
I don't eat beef stew, so I don't think about it.
Well, too bad. That's not what I asked. I said, is it a vegetable?
If I liked it, then yes, it would be. That would help my argument.
I want to bang my head against a wall right now.
I do too.
I'm a stubborn human being. Blame my father.
No, I'm not going to blame your father because you call spinach dip and beef stew vegetables.
No, blame him because I'm stubborn. He's where I get it from.
If it wasn't him, it'd be from somebody else. Anyway, let's get back to the traitors here. Lisa is giving us her thought process. She's narrowed it down to 3 people that she's considering doing the murder in plain sight. We got Jam Jam, we got Kristen, and
Natalie.
And 2 of those people were on my team, my draft team.
Yeah.
So I was not liking Lisa's thought process here.
I wasn't liking it for the players that I like in this show, but I think Lisa's thought process is very smart game-wise with all 3.
I agree. I think that all of those would have been good pulls. It just did not help my case for it to be.
Okay.
But then we see Lisa do it, but like not who she did it to, which was I thought she played that really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like, ow, this is like sticking me. Can you take a look at this? Was so smart.
Yeah. And especially to who we now know she did it to, somebody who is very much in like in the realm of like I'm not gonna ask, I don't know, out of the people left, maybe I would ask. I'm not gonna ask Rob Roush to fix my brooch. That doesn't feel like something he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
If he was still here, Michael definitely would have known how to do that.
Exactly. but with Jam Jam, I think it just made sense.
Yeah.
And so we see her do it. What?
Just laughing at my own. I made that joke. Now I'm imagining Michael trying to fix a brooch. Because I jokingly said he'd be great at it, and I come to the conclusion he would end up stabbing whoever he's trying to fix it for.
No, he'd probably end up stabbing himself somehow.
Or both.
I do gotta mention though, this banquet food is way better than the breakfast food.
Yeah.
Then we also have a quote from Natalie I want to mention here, game-wise. In this game, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah, very smart.
I thought that was a good call.
Natalie might be playing one of the better games right now. I'm not sure if she's going to get to the end because she's just such a huge target as gamers keep dropping, but I think she's doing very well.
She didn't.
I'm gonna just
certain slip up this week, though.
I'm gonna say, after catching the second most votes, calling or saying she's got playing one of the best games is kind of a bold take.
Yeah, but it's 1 week.
Yeah, it is. But we've seen where we've seen where people can lose that heat right away, but we've seen things where Ron Funches gets votes every roundtable until he's gone.
Yeah, true.
So,
but that was because they overbought the Donna Kelsey thing.
It could really go either way.
Other than the really bad verbal slip up she had this week, she's been playing really well.
And the other thing is that makes
that's not even what I think was the worst thing.
That makes me think that she can. Let me just say this before we move on, though. The thing that makes me think that she can recover from this is it was Natalie against Lisa. And by a couple of votes, they voted for Lisa. And then Lisa gets up and says, I'm a traitor.
Mm.
If Lisa gets up and says, I'm a faithful, then you target Natalie right away.
Right.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like, we got the traitor, let's go find another one. I don't think that anyone in this house thinks that Natalie and Lisa were traitor on traitor infighting.
Right.
There was a traitor on traitor hit here.
Yes.
I don't know that anyone suspects it, though. Which is
Johnny Weir does. We see him talk about it to Candace at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on to Rob. I've missed that, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not like Boston Rob where he puts a traitor on traitor hit and everyone's like, yeah, he knew too much. Like Rob played it way better than other Rob did.
Yeah. But I will say, they hammered on Natalie's misspeaking, but I think that was more of icing on the cake. I think they were going to hammer on Natalie for her reaction to the antidote, regardless. I think she was getting the votes she got.
I mean, she was getting the votes, but that like slipping up saying when we murdered really gave Lisa ammunition to start pushing everything harder.
It did, but also just remember back to how much when we did this, that they saw Portia say and then come out as a faithful afterwards.
Exactly.
So I don't know how much stock that they're going to be putting into it after
I will say, I
sending
forget
somebody
who
out
it
for.
was. Like when they're all in the kitchen planning to vote for Natalie, someone's like, people don't just slip up and say things like that. I'm like, Portia literally did. You all heard that, and it wasn't like,
right.
How are you going to say people don't?
I'll just be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, 1, 2.
Like that was a wild line to me. People don't just slip up and say that unless they're a traitor. It literally happened this season. You saw it happen.
Yeah, I agree completely. I do think that the antidote was a way bigger misstep for Natalie than the word slip up though.
They just
which was the point I was trying to make, is you said something about besides the word misstep, she's been playing a good game. So that's why I was like, actually, I don't think the word misstep was her worst move of the game.
I don't think it was. That's just what got talked about a lot.
Right. I was just pushing back on what you said.
Yeah, but honestly, the anecdote was not a good play, but it was a panic play. Like we've all had moments where we don't think rationally because we're in flight or flight panic mode. Like it wasn't great, but I don't think it was terrible either.
Well, I mean, Brett's back. Brett, you're back.
Not at the exact same point. That's nice.
We kind of are. We're still talking about Natalie. We're just talking about the antidote freak out.
One time I left for a half an hour and we were still talking about breakfast. So
I think you were gone as long as you think you were that day.
Yeah, it might have been 10 minutes,
okay.
But not half an hour. It was like 10 minutes max. Okay. We still should not have been in the same part of the episode, but
we were. Regardless.
The anecdote thing, and I think Rob makes a good point about this at Roundtable. If she was a traitor, why would she expose herself like that? Because what happened with the suspicion is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like she would
double bluff, baby.
Yeah. But
the reality is it ultimately has no effect on it because neither Natalie nor Tara needed the antidote, so
correct.
Yeah. Jem never asked for it, and he's the one that got murdered.
Even though he was already freaking out, because we see him mention that Lisa kissed him before the anecdote thing comes out. So
Jem's been freaking out about being killed for about a month now.
Yep, that's why he's freaking out about shields all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we didn't really explain this, but Alan brings out 2 bottles of antidote. And he tells them that one person was cursed. And they had to decide what 2 people were going to drink these bottles of antidote. If they drank the bottle of antidote and they were the cursed one, they would survive. Otherwise, they would die. And they had to decide in a rather short amount of time. And we see things like Jam saying that Lisa kissed him. We got Tara got served turkey from Dorinda. Mark calls it right, as Bruce called earlier, when he says, "You're paranoid. We're all eating the same turkey."
That was great.
They were blaming Steven because he wanted to play with the tarot cards. Natalie is being loud and paranoid.
Which we don't usually see from her.
No.
Yeah, that's what made it feel really weird to me. Kristen ended up drinking one, and Natalie drank the other.
So 2 of 3 people that Lisa talked about killing ended up getting the antidote.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate that Lisa killed the only one that
No,
didn't
it
drink
didn't. Yeah.
it. And then Alan tells us that Jam Jam was cursed, and the betrayed come in and like rip him out of his seat, and he's yelling, "Lisa kissed me! Lisa kissed me!" Da, 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 as they're like dragging him out of the room. It was the most dramatic thing
Yeah.
ever. What'd you guys think of how they did that?
One thought I had on the antidote before, it looked like they just drank it easily. They could have put like that fish oil stuff from the Challenge 39 in there to at least make it a little more dramatic.
Oh, you're evil.
But they're not trying to make them.
I mean, they make them have blood running down the wall and freaky dolls in a random house.
But
yeah, but that's more on theme than weird drinks.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the way that they got rid of Jam Jam?
I've seen some conversation online of people saying once Jam Jam was dead, he shouldn't have been able to keep talking and keep like pointing people playing the game.
Yeah.
I didn't really have an issue with what he did, honestly.
I didn't have an issue with it, but it's an easy fix if that's what they want to do later. Just kill him the next day where he's just banished somewhere, like Ekin-Su was.
Yeah. Or Rob Sesternino.
Yeah.
Because that was technically a murder in plain sight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that much of a problem with it because they decided to do the game mechanic this way. Anytime that anybody else leaves the game in front of other people, they have the opportunity to say whatever they want.
Right.
Like when a player gets banished, they give the opportunity to say whatever they want.
Exactly.
I think people are just upset that that led to someone they like getting banished, and they're salty about it, honestly.
Which is fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, he got it right who killed him. He was way off on how.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to sneeze there, and then I did.
Oh, I could tell. And then we go to breakfast the next morning, unless anybody has anything else from the Black Banquet.
Nope.
No, but at breakfast, Mora was serving looks. That's my note from breakfast.
Mora's always serving looks.
She is.
Yeah, but she had a hat this time, and it was kind of adorable. I like the hat.
Yeah, it was cool.
At first, I thought I missed something because my internet kind of lagged for half a second, and I thought Bruce said she had a cat, and I was like, "What?"
I wish she had a cat. I got a couple quotes to start off breakfast. "You don't deserve an egg, but I'm going to give you one anyway," from Lisa to Rob. And we also got PSA. Alan Cumming throws terrible parties.
Interesting that you point that out. That Lisa to Rob quote. Lisa should be very careful about the way she speaks to other traders in public.
There was only 3 people in there. They were all traders.
Oh, well, then that's fine.
It was Lisa, Candace, and Rob. Yeah. They brought them in all together.
You track the order more than me.
Yeah. They brought them all 3 in at the beginning because, well, they didn't meet the night before, so they figured I'll give you 2 minutes before the next group comes into breakfast.
Makes sense.
Colton is actually being self-aware, noting that he needs to calm down on the accusations. Then starts making more accusations. Anyway.
I was hard on Colton last week, and I don't know if I've been on record on this show. I've certainly been on record in our text chain that he kind of played the victim a bit with some things. He had a lot better episode this week. I actually kind of like him this week.
Yeah.
And part of that's because we have a little bit of a war brewing in the turret, and Colton is on the side of the person I want to win that. But I don't mind him nearly as much this week as the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I never had as huge of a problem with Colton as either of you guys, but
I just thought he was. I didn't like the way he was moving, but he seems to be doing better this week.
right. Um, but after breakfast, we hear Rob kind of feeding into this idea of Lisa being a traitor even more to a group of people. And a lot of people were very critical of this move, but I thought that Rob going after Lisa was kind of the right move.
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
he doesn't, the other two traitors are just gonna push him around and outnumber and outvote him on everything, and he won't have a say in anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this was really smart.
Yeah, and with her name already out there, um, I'm still really high on this idea of Rob emptying out his turret and then bringing in Mora and doing a Love Island thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I could see him recruiting Colton also because they're really tight.
I think that would be a terrible move, though.
Yeah.
It would be, but it's like I could see it happening.
I could too. I just don't think that he should.
I want Rob to do well, and we're about to have this like traitor beef where him and Candace are beefing like Elmo and Rocco, but it's it's gonna be interesting, man. This episode sets up a lot of fun storylines.
Of course, you brought up Elmo and Rocco.
I did okay. For the audience, I discovered this week that for apparently years, Elmo from Sesame Street has had this beef against a rock named Rocco, and it's the funniest thing to me.
I'm gonna have to ask my 2.5-year-old nephew that.
Bruce just keeps sending me videos about Elmo and Rocco's beef. I don't know what you want me to do with these.
I liked and sent a couple of them on TikTok and Instagram, and now both platforms keep giving them to me. But like Elmo's voice being so petty to where like I forget the girl puppet's name. She goes, "Oh, Rocco says hi," and Elmo in the background goes, "Elmo doesn't hear anything." Like, that's funny.
No, it is funny. I think it's hilarious. I also think it's funny how much you are like fixated on this now.
It's because they won't. It's because the algorithms keep giving it to me, so I don't have time to like put it in the back of my head. But the Elmo voice being petty is just they don't go together. It's funny,
right? Also, we have Lisa here throwing out that Natalie had this slip up with her voice that we've been alluding to for a while now when she says, "When we murdered Jam Jam." And we've already done this song and dance with Portia.
Yeah,
we don't need to do this again. But
if you're Lisa and you know you're on the block, that's a great way to get some suspicion onto someone else and like try to build momentum towards that vote.
Yeah.
Bruce thinks we're watching Big Brother, guys.
What?
You said Lisa's on the block.
It could be chopped. You're on the chopping block.
That looks.
I haven't watched that show in years.
All right. It's challenge time, mission time. And I have also seen this mission. But this mission was done in a very different way on the UK version. So with this mission, they're going to run up a big mountain. That's the mission. And along the way, they collect gold. And there's different places where they can stop and do different. Some of them you just grab the gold off of a table or something. There was the one place where you had to throw gold at these urns. If you broke an urn, you got so much gold for yourself. And once you got to the summit of the mountain, there were chests with everybody's name on them, and you put your gold in either your chest or somebody else's chest. And the 6 people with the most gold in their chests would compete afterwards for the dagger, which is an extra vote, basically. I will say they did this completely different in the UK. For one thing, this was the final challenge
Oh,
of the
interesting.
season. And there were no chests at the top. There was one big shield, like the outline of a shield on this big table, and they had to go up and down the mountain collecting gold and filling this shield completely full of gold. And if they got the shield completely full of gold, they were going to cancel out any more murders, and it was a make or break. Like they either had to succeed or they got no money. And so it's a very similar challenge in what they're doing, but the mechanics of it were very different. And there was no dagger with this challenge, obviously being the last challenge. There was a dagger in UK, but the dagger actually came out at the Black Banquet. The Black Banquet was not a murder in plain sight in the UK version. Anyway, this isn't the UK podcast. There's not a whole lot to talk through during the challenge, except maybe this one part where Rob had a lot of gold from the urn part, and he was struggling to get up the hill with his gold, so Colton grabbed his bag and carried it up the hill for him. Which, well, Colton's a badass because he was carrying a lot of freaking gold between those two bags.
Was he ever?
But it was really interesting to see in this challenge that people were kind of like working in groups of one or groups of two or three.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of this challenge?
Oh, a really fun challenge to see.
I really like it.
Yeah.
So my question is from the second part of the challenge when we're playing for the dagger. How would you guys?
Well, I better explain that part first.
Go ahead.
For the audience.
Oh yeah, they're here.
Yeah, they're here too. So basically, the people with the six most amounts of gold in their chests at the end of the 30 minutes got to play for the dagger, and what it was the person who had the most gold went to one side of the table. The other 5 were at the other side of the table, and in front of each of those 5 was a stone tablet. And on the opposite side of the stone tablet, when you flipped it up and looked at it, there was either nothing or there was a dagger. And basically, the person on the other side of the table was able to interrogate each person and try to figure out who had the dagger and switch places with them. And whoever was in front of the dagger after that switch won the dagger.
Here's my strategy with this. Because they all lied and said they didn't have it, right? And Natalie was a bad liar.
Yeah.
If I have it, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I'm really like straight up like, yeah, I have it. If you want it, take it. And because if I'm that strong about it, they'll think I'm trying to lie. And they won't take it.
That's what.
That was my thought.
Even if you don't have it, theoretically, you could do exactly that too, and they might just take yours. Or they might take someone, get thrown off by you and take someone else's and have a better chance, but who cares? You don't have it anyway.
I don't know how good of a liar I am or not, but I feel like there's a.
You have the dagger?
Just strongly say, yes, I have it, in hopes that they think I'm lying, whether I had it or not.
Hey, Bruce, what's your name?
Bruce.
What's your favorite color?
Orange and pink.
Do you have the dagger?
Yes, absolutely. Take my card if you want it.
No, thanks. Okay.
My strategy is just bluff them into thinking I don't have it, or bluff them into thinking I do, so they take my empty card.
My strategy really depends on who it is. If it's somebody I'm working with, I'm gonna play it differently.
That's true.
Think. because sometimes it's more valuable to it's also like Survivor. Sometimes it's more valuable to know where things are over having the things yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is what at least half of this group did.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to trick him into anything. Colton, Steven, Mark.
And then
but
was a bad liar that day, I guess.
Yeah, she couldn't look in his eye.
She couldn't look in his eye, and she like paused before she talked. Like she
Right.
had to think of what she was saying.
Right. By the way, we got $17,800
Heck yeah!
added to the prize pot here.
Pretty big amount of money, once again.
The 6 players, Colton, Eric, Mark, Natalie, Rob, and Steven, got to stay up at that table while everybody else had to go away. And advantage does go to Rob as he clocked Natalie's line. And so, but when they go back to the castle, they stop outside the castle. Rob tells them all that he has the dagger, but that he wants none of them to share what happened so that it doesn't put a target on anybody's back.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think it once again just feeds into this narrative that Rob's a faithful. Because why would a traitor worry about putting a target on its own back?
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I got a problem here. Natalie's favorite color is black. What the heck?
That honestly, I didn't know that, but it didn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me at all. She wears black all the time.
Boring. But it's boring.
What's your favorite color?
Me?
Yeah.
Orange.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yes, sir. It's why my wall is orange.
Me not at all.
It didn't surprise me. I just think it's boring.
Nice. Who's your favorite Survivor player? Now, let me ask you another question. Who's your favorite Survivor player that's the profile picture for our group chat?
Well, you see, those the 2 parts of that question don't align. My favorite Survivor player and the player that is the profile picture of our group chat are not the same.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you do. Again, peeling back the curtain, the thing with Messenger is anyone can change the profile picture for a group chat. So I made it a picture of one of Kevin's least favorite Survivor players and put the words Kevin in the picture.
This is true.
So
when you ask who's your favorite Survivor player, I was just going to ask if you wanted living or dead because I got one right behind me here.
Yeah. No, I was going. Who's your favorite? That is.
Yeah.
The profile picture because you only had one.
That profile picture is no longer.
What'd you just do?
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. That's
gross. Bruce, change that. Bruce, change that.
You want me? Okay.
Yeah, I do want you to change that.
I change it to, but okay.
You can't just put it back to what it was. That's boring. Yeah,
I'll find a way to do something worse then.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, we'll just Bruce, leave it for the episode.
I should not have mentioned that everyone in the chat has the power to do that because now we're all going to be doing this.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'll have a funny story at the end of this again.
Hey, Bruce, you know how you were just talking to me about how someone said that you don't just slip up like that?
Yeah.
That just came up in my notes. And I put in all caps, Portia did. Like we talked about.
Yo, literally saw it happen. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And at this point, it's looking like Natalie is going to be consensus. There's almost a ton of people are telling us that they're voting Natalie. And all I got to say is a Natalie and Jam Jam boot episode would be awful.
Yeah.
This boot order already sucks.
It does.
Really put it over the top.
Yeah.
This season's been entertaining, but the people who have gone home and in the order they did could be a lot better.
So winners at war.
Or any other season of the Traitors.
Yeah, but
fair.
that's
I mean, boot orders a lot of time in the Traitors don't go how we want them to.
When I think of like entertaining season with just a sucky boot order, winners at war is what comes to my mind.
Not me.
Because we lose Rob, Parv, Sandra all super early.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Of course you like it.
I mean, I'm sure Kevin likes it too. Kevin and my favorite players both lost pretty far when no one gave them a chance.
That's true.
Except Kevin's just kind of decided to stop trying and said, vote me out for some reason at the end. But
yeah.
I still don't know why, but oh well.
And I'm still impressed that you guys talked that much about Ben last Tribal Council chat and you didn't even bring me up. I was impressed.
Well, we're going to bring you in for HHH episode at some point soon, like I said.
Yeah. I just meant every time that Ben gets brought up, Bruce has to dog on me.
It's mostly just because I've been watching HHH, so it was like all refreshed.
A lot on that show lately. When I haven't like pretended to find an idol right under where I was sitting, you should be proud of me for that.
I know I am. Anyway, it's roundtable time unless anybody has anything else to add.
No.
No, but I do quote from roundtable that I saw. Kristen posted this on I'm not sure what. I saw like a meet someone made into a graphic for social media with pictures. But this was a conversation from the roundtable where Kristen said it's not the kiss. Why is everyone focused on that? And Candace turns her head and says, how do you know it wasn't the kiss? And Kristen's answer apparently was, because we did HR training and that would never happen. They should have shown that because it's so smart. Like, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Like, yeah, of course they would not put a like game mechanic in there where you had to kiss someone. Like, I didn't even think of that till I saw that scrolling Facebook, but they should have kept that in. That's so funny. We did HR training and they never do that.
It's true.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. I love Kristen.
Yeah.
All right. Lisa was the first to talk at the round table, and she's pointing out Natalie, and Tara's backing her up.
Yeah.
But then Colton brings it back to Lisa. Talking about Jam Jam and why he was so passionate about it being Lisa. Because he served no it didn't help his case at all. Like, he was already dead. Which is a valid point. Why would you say that unless you meant it? Because you're already dead. It serves you no purpose.
Yeah.
Then Maura tries to say that she did see Lisa physically kiss Jam Jam. But then Candace goes to fighting for Lisa again. And then Dorinda jumps in. And she's confident that it was an air kiss. And there was actual quote from Dorinda where she says, she air kissed me, she air kissed you, but Jam Jam, who she doesn't know, she's gonna smack it on his beard.
It's so good.
But then Rob speaks up one more time, and it's a case against Lisa. And it's this case, I've heard it over and over again, listening to this well of traitor knowledge. And it is the last thing that is said at the round table before the vote often is what happens. Not every time, but often that dictates a lot of the decision making from people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whether Lisa would have gone home or not, probably still yes. But if Rob hadn't talked, I think Rob probably swayed some votes with his point there just at the end. Not even just because it was a good point, but because it was the last thing to be said.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And he also tells us that he's going to hold on to his dagger because he wants to have it when he is being gone after.
Which is slightly, he was in control of the vote.
The interesting vote here to me is Candace. Because if she was a faithful and like genuinely Natalie swayed her and she wanted to burn a vote, okay, I get that. Like the challenge does that a lot. You're a traitor. What do you mean like Natalie swayed you? You already knew she wasn't it. Like what are you doing here? Exactly?
Well, she's not gonna say Natalie or I'm a traitor, so
just
she
vote
has
for
to.
Natalie. Like what's the purpose of the burn vote? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Not like Natalie
it's petty.
Anything you didn't already know.
I said it on the line. People didn't like my answer. It's petty. She was pissed at Rob, so she voted for him.
Yeah.
But the vote count went down like this: 9-2 to 1-1. With 9 votes, Lisa is banished as a traitor. Natalie got 2 votes from Tara and Lisa. Rob got 1 from Candace. Maura got 1 from Dorinda, and everybody else.
Oh,
it's housewives being housewives. That's all I got.
Like she's been fine this season. I don't really have anything against her. But why is Dorinda on this season exactly?
Because she's hilarious.
What did she do to earn being brought back, though?
It's what she didn't do, though, that got her back. The fans of Housewives wanted her, and she went out first. It would be like if there was more challenge fans that would push them to bring Johnny back, which I've always said needs to happen.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Because, Bruce, here's the thing. You would have loved for Johnny Bananas to come back last season, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But what did he do in the first or in his one episode?
But I get why they haven't, though.
But you would have been happy if they did.
But that's what I'm saying, Bruce, is there's enough Bravo fans in there who Dorinda is just such a big name that they want her on for more than a day.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I really am kind of indifferent on her this season. That was just kind of my question when the cast was announced, is why. But she's been okay. Nothing really sticks out to me about her so far.
Nothing sticks out about her game, but I think she's just great television, and I'm laughing at all her confessionals.
The random Mara vote is interesting. Like, what are we doing? But
she got snappy at Mara during the roundtable discussion, so I'm guessing that's why she burned her vote that way.
Yeah, fair.
And then we find out that Lisa is the most iconic, legendary traitor.
When Rob says, I'm voting for a legend and an icon in his thing, I just want to be able to read Lisa's mind as she's hearing him say that.
Oh, it's definitely just saying, fuck you, Rob. That's what her mind says.
It's words that I wouldn't want to repeat, but like...
But then this really helps Colton's case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my argument about why I didn't think Colton was going home anytime soon, was because I think if he could outlast Lisa, then that garners almost all the ill will people had against him right back in his favor.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see that here, because that's a big win.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people already giving Colton a lot of credit for Donna Kelsey earlier. Then he got a couple wrong. They were like, Colton. Then he got Lisa. So he's fine.
Yeah.
But now he's on Stephen Coletti, and that's not going to go well.
No.
I get who. Someone is kind of suspicious of Colton being traitor on traitor, though.
Johnny Weir thinks Colton gave us, or gave away Lisa as a traitor on traitor.
I thought you said he felt that about Rob, because I said we had a traitor on traitor hit earlier. No one suspects it. You said Johnny does.
He does, because right after he said that thing about Colton in confessional, he goes over to Candace and says, Colton and Rob are really close, and I think Rob could be a traitor.
We're gearing up for quite the war between the two traitors here. Like they're gathering their supporters here.
Yeah.
And and Candace starts feeding Johnny this idea that Colton and Rob could be traitors together. Because Candace wants to destroy Rob.
Oh, they're gonna go for each other hard.
That's her only desire now. I don't even think she cares about winning at this point. I think it's all about avenging Lisa.
But Rob's gonna be going after her too. One of the two of them is going home next week.
I don't know that it's going to be next week.
Maybe not next week, but soon.
Because
Rob's already working on how to build a case against her also. Like, they're doing this simultaneously.
Right. But you also have to notice that sometimes it takes 1 or 2 rounds or 2 or 3 rounds to build up the momentum on a person.
I do love
that's what we saw in Lisa, per se, or Donna.
When we get to the turret and they took their hoods off, and Rob's just kind of like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like,
yeah.
Completely normal. Like, he doesn't know the fight they're about to have.
Right.
So good.
And that's what the show is teasing us on the next time on is Rob versus Candace.
Go Rob.
Yes, and I want to see Rob become victorious. I think that Rob is playing a hell of a game.
Yeah. And he's got cool arm tattoos that look like snakes.
Yep. Yeah. Here's the question. If Rob can pull out a win here, the way that things are going now, Bruce, I'm going to ask you because Brett hasn't seen season 1.
Okay.
Where does he go in rankings?
I can 2 at the lowest. I'd have to see.
Can we argue 1? Can we argue 1?
I feel like you could, but I need to see what he does the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't have the discussion
potential's there, though.
I agree. But then the longer I think about it, he'd have to do something really good at this point because I thought my argument was going to be that he's playing a more aggressive game, but we also did see Suri cut her own traitors multiple times.
Yeah.
And like be Christian, Cody, and Ari, and be the main decision maker on all of those.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Who do we think's getting murdered?
I don't know, because I don't know how they're going to agree on a name.
Yeah, that's the hard thing.
Well, they know they have to. So
yeah, but how is that going to happen? Neither one of them are going to want to budge, and there's no way they have the same idea.
I think that they can find some common ground on some. I think it's going to be a nobody. I think it's going to be one of the free agents. I'm going Eric Nam or Kristen Kish.
I was just about to say Eric and his magical ear.
I think that they could find some common ground on somebody in the middling, right? Because like either Eric or Christian aren't tied to one of those sides as well as much.
I will say one thing I've always thought about this show is that once your name is out there, it kind of doesn't go away. Eric had the whole I've got this musically trained ear. I heard Tiffany laughing, and really hasn't been the target we thought he would be because of that.
Yeah.
Like, you guys thought he was going to be a target because of that?
Bruce did.
Really?
Yeah, because someone's like, hey, why aren't we looking at Eric? He was more wrong than Ron was. And I thought, okay, if Ron's a faithful, they'll go Eric. That just makes sense.
I think that they would have attacked Colton before Eric every time.
Yeah.
Okay, but Eric was really wrong. Him and his magic ear were really wrong, and I thought there'd be suspicion for that.
Right, but
like how has nothing come of that?
He just stacked on Colton, who'd already built up this huge case on Tiffany.
You even said like him saying that brought more votes.
It did, but the argument was already out there. People are still blaming Colton for that.
But we're just gonna forget about him and his ear.
Yeah, like, I think so.
I'm just not used to that. Normal in past seasons, he does that and he's gone next. Or maybe after. not next, but like the fact that like we're not even talking about it anymore is crazy.
Well, keep in mind the bigger of those two names is already back off the table in Colton.
Yeah,
So
but Eric Colton didn't act alone. Eric brought a lot of votes because people believed in his like musical ear nonsense.
Yeah.
right. But like I said, Colton still led the charge.
But
So
why?
he's gonna get more of the blame than Eric will every time.
Yes, but I thought they would both get a little bit. Eric's getting nothing other than one person saying, "Why are we looking at only Ron and not the other two?"
Which is why I
And I
agree
don't
with
even know
Kevin's
that.
original point that Eric is a good target for murder this week, even if the two
Yeah.
traitors left aren't getting along.
Can we
And
just murder
actually,
Eric's ear instead of all of him?
Bruce, I don't think that they ever said why aren't we going at Eric. I think it was all pointed at Colton.
It was Colton and Eric was the line.
No, because Kristen looked at Colton and said, if we're gonna blame Ron for getting the Porsche one wrong, then I'm gonna blame you for Tiffany. And looked right at Colton and pointed at him.
Only pointing out one is it just doesn't make sense. Like
But that's
everyone
what happened.
did
That's
that
what I'm
to
trying to say. That's
Either
what
way.
happened.
remembering.
What?
You're misremembering because I
No,
remember
it literally happened. It was a discussion between her and Colton at the round table. She pointed at him.
someone mentioned Eric.
I really don't think so, but
Because I remember the ear. Like I remember thinking, like, yeah, why aren't we talking about him and the stupid ear thing that convinced so many people to vote their way?
well, you might have thought that. That doesn't mean that that's what they said.
I don't know, but I think you're remembering wrong, and I'm okay with that.
And I think you're remembering wrong, and I'm okay with that. So let's move on. Okay. Brett, did you have a thought about who you thought
I'm with you on Eric.
on Eric?
Yeah.
I also, I think Eric's a good possibility. I think that from the trader perspective, I think Kristen's actually the better pick. But
Yeah.
I think it's one of the two.
Makes sense.
And I think that the next person to be banished could honestly be. Oh, I just had this in my mind. Now I'm drawing a blank already. I think that the next person. Why am I drawing a blank now? That's what I get for putting my stuff up. The next person that I think could get banned. I mean, I think Natalie could still pull some trouble with banishment wise, but I really don't think that Candace or Rob is going to go here. I think that
Interesting.
I do think that Rob's going to go after somebody that's going to somebody else that's going to make way for oh, that's what I think. I think Rob's going to pile on Colton's Steven theory, and then once Steven comes out as being faithful, he's going to step back in the shadows and let Colton take all the blame.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
That would make sense.
But we'll see, because I really don't know.
So are we all in a conclusion that we think that they're going to murder someone this week?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't think there's any way. You guys say there's no way they're going to agree on a murder. There's definitely no way they're agreeing on a recruitment.
Exactly. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they'll try at some point to see if one of Candace or Rob goes, and then at that point recruit someone.
Yeah.
When they can get whoever they want, whoever's left.
Right. Yeah, that's what I expect. So does anybody have anything else to add before we wrap up here?
No.
Johnny and Tara are both still here, and the Olympics start this week.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have any words to say?
Yeah.
Okay, you kind of just zoned out for a second.
Yeah. I I don't have anything more about the episode. I was just going to do plugs if everybody else is done.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So, check out all of our other Reality Realm coverage over at Tribal Council Chat. Brett and Bruce are rocking it away with some off-season content before we are officially in Survivor Month.
Yeah.
And so we'll be doing our draft here after a while. And
we are in Survivor Month. So, yeah, 50 won't be 24 days.
Yeah.
And we'll have our draft coming, and then we'll do a cast analysis. Bruce and I have
change that order. If you want to change that order around,
that Kevin wants it to be unfair. We also have one more off-season episode coming up, which should be a really fun past player interview. So that'll be next week, coming out next 6 days from now.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited to listen to that.
Yeah.
Check out Pit Stop Pals. We took a week off because of some trouble on the home front, but we will be back next week covering season 16 of The Amazing Race on a rewatch. Also, make sure to check out whenever 42's Challenge 42's
you mentioned that we're in Survivor airing month. We are in, now that it's February 1st, we are in Challenge filming month. So whoever is on this cast is going to be flying out to somewhere in the world in the next 2 to 3 weeks to film season 42, and then it'll be airing in the summer.
And so be on your lookout for all your spoilers.
Yeah, let's not.
But
though that's trying to avoid spoilers on that show is next to impossible unless you're gonna shut down your Instagram account solely because of the challenge.
Hey, I don't see any spoilers on Instagram. I see a shit ton on X.
I don't have X.
Try to avoid it, and I still don't see the spoilers. How are you guys on these?
Not only do I not have X, but I swapped Threads for X, and now I deleted myself off that because it became a Canadian politics spammy cesspool again.
Threads did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. I'm glad I'm not from Canada. Yeah, Bruce, I get these in my notifications all the time, even from pages that I don't follow that are like, you might be interested in this content. And it's spoilers all the time. I knew Olivia won 41 way before 41 ever was aired.
Yeah. That's crazy. I don't even put effort into avoiding them, and I still don't find them. They don't come to me.
You're blessed.
Yeah.
But check out New Generation Challenge podcast with Brett and TT whenever they got stuff to talk about. Other than that, follow us on social media: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you like to peruse your social media. You can give us a like, share, follow, subscribe, whatever is applicable to you. And also buy our Redbubble merch at our Redbubble merch store. You can find the link to that on some of our social bios. But other than that, Bruce, you're up.
Don't get murdered.
It's scarier every week.
You have to hit the stop button, by the way.
I know that.